Well, looking at the Greek economy from the standpoint of the OECD, and it's an observatory of 38 countries, the most developed economies in the world, there are two ways of looking at it. One is to see where Greece is placed comparatively with OECD countries, and there you have several cases where Greece is leading, but in many cases Greece is lagging the OECD average. But the most important, I think, is to see the distance that has been covered since 2019, 2020. If you compare the improvements that have been registered for Greece compared to the OECD countries, you see Greece leading in a wide number of indicators. And I think that is important, the delta, as we could put it, the distance that has been covered and the speed of adjustment and reforms, and the whole brand of Greece as a success story, a story of recovery, I think makes a huge difference because it also leads the expectations of market players, and the expectations deliver actual behavior on the ground. So in all these areas that have been mentioned by Michalis, the public debt reduction rate since 2020-21 is the largest, I would say, internationally. The employment gains every year Greece is leading in these. I would mention one example, which I think is quite interesting, the regulatory environment, the business environment in terms of simplifying regulations. Greece was invited last year to present to the OECD its experience as the most successful country in terms of the progress made in the improvement of the regulatory environment for business. We presented our experience to the other OECD member states as a success story in improving the context in which businesses are called to operate. Just last week, Greece was mentioned in an OECD survey as a best case, as a success story regarding the reform, investment, licensing, and inspections in terms of simplification of the environment for business. So all these are differences and changes that can deliver actual improvement of the ground, even if that improvement is not yet visible, because they create exactly the conditions for private investment to flow in, for FDI to flow in. We see an increasing part of this directed to manufacturing and technology. We see, for example, a growing ecosystem in technology areas, in digital, in AI, which will be further strengthened with the arrival of one of the first 7 EU AI factories in Greece. So these are changes that are going to deliver their fruits in the years to come. And of course, they are based on sustainable public finances. In a recent graph, which I found probably one of the most interesting graphs I've seen in the OECD, Greece over the next decades is the only country where pension spending is not going to further burden the public budget. The only country with a stable or negative growth of fiscal spending because of the pension reforms that have been already implemented. So these are important changes, and I think they create the preconditions for sustainable recovery that will trickle down in a more visible way.